This isn't just another declutter your closet video. This is about shifting the way you think about your wardrobe for good. My name is Atena. I'm a personal stylist, and today I'm going to walk you through the most common mistakes people make when cleaning out their closet. Let's be honest, most people treat closet cleanses like a chore or a quick fix. Toss what you don't wear, donate a few things, and hope it magically solves all your wardrobe problems. But then a few months later, you're back in the same spot, overwhelmed, frustrated, and still feeling like you have nothing to wear. That's because the real issue isn't your closet. It's the mindset behind how you choose, keep, and style them. In this video, I'm going to walk you through the real reasons closet cleanses go wrong, and I'll show you how to do it differently, how to cleanse your closet in a way that actually sticks, supports your lifestyle, and reflects the person you are now and the woman you're becoming. So if you're ready to feel clear, confident, and excited when you walk into your closet, let's dive in. The first common mistake is that people declutter without a vision or a plan. When you purge and replace things without a real vision, the same problems will keep showing up in your wardrobe. People often approach closet cleanses with a reactionary mindset. They think, I'm sick of this clutter, I need to get rid of things, but there's no actual plan behind it. So they get rid of a bunch of stuff and then immediately go out and buy a bunch of stuff again. But it's not intentional. It is usually driven by impulse, stress, or trends, not their actual lifestyle. The new clothes seem exciting at first, but then the same issues start to come up again. Things don't fit right, nothing goes together, cheap materials fall apart after a few washes, and they still don't feel good in what they're wearing. Why? Because they didn't pause to ask the right questions, which are, what do I actually need in my wardrobe? What's my day-to-day life really like? What do I want to feel like when I get dressed? A good closet cleanse isn't about getting rid of everything. It's about curating what works for your body, your mindset, and your lifestyle. It's about creating a functional foundation, not chasing quick fixes. Sometimes people even throw away good pieces, items that could have worked beautifully if they had the right styling or support pieces, simply because they didn't know what to do with them. The cycle keeps repeating in this way: buying, getting overwhelmed, purging, having regrets, then buying more again. That's not a cleanse, that's a style burnout. What you need is a plan. First, take inventory. Identify gaps where you need to fill in with new pieces, get clear on your style vision, and then move forward with intention. Mistake number 2 is letting emotions dictate the process. And here's where it gets even more complicated, because once you do start pulling pieces out, you're not just dealing with clothes anymore. You're dealing with memories, identity shifts, and all the emotions wrapped up in them. This is when most people get stuck. They think they're doing a closet cleanse, but really they're just shuffling their emotional baggage around in their closet. So let's talk about it. When your emotions lead the process, you hold on to things that weigh your wardrobe down and your self-image. A lot of us hold on to clothes that no longer fit, not because we plan to wear them, but because we hope to fit back into them someday, especially after something like weight gain, which is a natural part of life. It's easy to keep clothes as a way of holding on to a different version of yourself. But when your closet is filled with clothes that don't fit your current body, your current lifestyle, or your current goals, it starts to feel heavy. Every time you walk in, you're reminded of who you used to be or who you think you should be. That creates this silent pressure, a sense of failure, a reminder of everything you're not yet. And then there's the nostalgia. Those pieces that remind you of a fun time in your life. Maybe it was a trip, maybe a night out, or a phase where you felt the most free. It can feel hard to let go because you're not just holding on to fabric, you're holding on to memories. But the thing is, you can love the memory without keeping the item. And if it doesn't align with your current vision, it's just taking up space. So ask yourself, does that item really belong in the vision you set for yourself? If your style vision is feminine business lady Why are you holding on to a sparkly college top from your party girl era? The key here is creating your decision-making criteria before you touch the sentimental stuff. Go back to the vision you set in section 1. Ask, does this item support who I am and where I am going? Sentimental items need to be filtered through that lens after you've grounded yourself in your current values and needs. If something is truly meaningful but no longer wearable, consider honoring it differently. Take a photo of it, store it separately in a keepsake box, write about the memory, but don't let it live rent-free in your daily wardrobe. And the goal here isn't to be cold or emotionless, is to make space for your present and future self to thrive. So once you've tried to wrestle with the emotional pieces, most people are already exhausted. And by that point, all they want to do is purge, get rid of it all. But here's the trap. Focusing only on what to toss might give you temporary relief, but it doesn't give you a wardrobe that works. So let's talk about that now. Mistake number 3, focusing only on what to get rid of. A closet cleanse is not just about subtracting, it's about curating. If you only focus on what to toss, you miss the opportunity to build something better. Most people wait too long to do a real cleanse. They ignore the clutter, the frustration, the emotional weight until it becomes too much. Then when they finally do it, they're overwhelmed and can only think about what needs to go. So the process becomes reactive instead of intentional. It's all about, I hate all of this, just get rid of it all. And sometimes in that moment, they throw out what could have worked beautifully with the right pieces. But just tossing isn't a strategy, it's a relief tactic. And often it leads to regret, followed by more shopping to fill the void. The deeper problem, you didn't take the time to define what you want to build on and elevate. And that's why, once again, having a clear vision and criteria is so important. When you know what you're building toward, you're not just subtracting, you are getting intentional and curating. You're choosing to keep what works, what supports your lifestyle, and what makes you feel confident. Think of it like when you're editing a story, you're not just deleting sentences, you're shaping the narrative. You're refining the story of your style so that every piece earns its place. So instead of asking, what should I get rid of? Ask, what do I want more of? What makes getting dressed easier, not harder? What supports the woman that I'm becoming? That shift in mindset is the difference between a closet cleanse that works and one that leads to another cycle of clutter. So now you've got a vision. You're not just tossing aimlessly, you're curating. But here's the part that most people skip. Even when they're doing everything else right, they don't try things on. And let me tell you, that's where the magic actually happens. You can't make real decisions or find the magic in your closet without putting the clothes on your body. That's where the inspiration starts. One of the biggest mistakes people make is thinking they already know how something looks and feels, but they haven't worn the clothes in a year. So much changes in a year. Your shape, your lifestyle, your confidence. Clothes that used to feel amazing might not hit the same anymore, and things you used to overlook might actually surprise you. Trying things on isn't just about fit, it's about energy and about seeing yourself, not how you remember yourself. And let's be real, sometimes the spark doesn't come until you play. Mix that jacket with a dress that you haven't worn in a while. Try those pants with heels instead of flats. Throw a belt on it. When you start experimenting, that's when you start seeing new things. You have to channel that inner little girl who used to play dress up. She didn't need a reason, she just wanted to see what she could create. Some of those outfits were wild, but they helped her find the fun. And that's where the good outfits live, in the freedom to explore. Trying things on reactivates your creativity and it gives you clarity, not just about what works, but why it works. So don't skip this step. Don't make decisions based on a hanger. Clothes belong on your body, not just in your memory. And once you do try things on and play a little bit, you start to realize something. Some pieces don't need to be thrown out. They just need a tweak, a tuck, a transformation, and that's where tailoring comes in. And that brings us to mistake number 5, which is ignoring the power of tailoring. Style isn't just about what you buy, it's about what you create. Don't underestimate how a little tweak can bring a whole piece back to life. When you're in play mode, trying on, mixing, and matching, you'll start to notice. This could be perfect if the sleeves were shorter. This skirt would hit so much better if it were taken in just a little bit. Or this top has potential, but not the way it is exactly. And that's an invitation to tailor, to reinvent, and make the piece yours. We're so used to thinking clothes have to come ready-made, but why? That's not how art works. And style is an art form. Tailoring isn't just for high-end suits and fancy dresses, it's for everyday magic. It's about upgrading what you already own. It's about treating your wardrobe like a canvas instead of a fast fashion pile. And if you really want to take it to the next level, get creative. Repurpose what doesn't work. That old oversized tee, turn it into a one-shoulder top. The 2 jackets you don't love separately, combine them into one show-stopping piece. That's how streetwear legends are born. They don't follow the tags, they break rules, chop things up, stitch them back together, and make something new. Tailoring isn't just good for your style, it's better for the planet. The fashion industry is one of the top pollutants in the world. Throwing away perfectly good fabric because it's not perfect just adds to the problem. So before you toss it, ask, could this be reimagined? Or could this be elevated with a little love? What would my most stylish, resourceful self do with this piece? When you embrace tailoring and reinventing, you realize you don't need a whole new wardrobe, you just need new eyes and a good pair of scissors. And speaking of creativity, this is where a lot of people hold themselves back, not because they don't have good pieces or not because they don't have style, but because they're afraid of standing out. And that brings us to mistake number 6, purging based on trends or shame. The pressure to look normal keeps people from embracing their true style and leads to getting rid of things that actually make them feel alive. The pressure to blend in is so real, we're constantly told, explicitly and subtly, to tone it down, follow trends, and not be too much. People will literally comment on someone else's outfit just because it's different. Like, for example, I was at a restaurant with a group of people and someone nearby was wearing purple pants. So someone at our table decided to just start talking about the fact that they would never wear purple pants. And it wasn't really directed at that person. And this type of comment might seem small, but it plants a seed of shame. Like, that person, if they overheard it, or anybody else at the table that might be thinking about wearing purple pants now might be thinking, is this too bold? Do I look weird? Should I get rid of this? So people start purging pieces that they actually love just because it doesn't fit into what's trendy right now or safe around other people. But here's the thing, trends change, people's emotions change, and confidence, that's what makes anything look good. If you're letting other people's discomfort with your style dictate what stays in your closet, you're not dressing for you, you're dressing for approval. And what happens is you lose those pieces that actually made you feel bold, alive, playful, expressive. You trade them for the safe basics that don't really excite you. You look in the mirror and think, why don't I feel like me anymore? So instead of asking yourself, will people like this? Ask, do I love this? Does this feel like me? Am I holding on to or throwing away pieces based on fear? When you dress to fit in, you shrink. When you dress to stand out, you expand. And your closet should support your expansion, not self-censorship. And so in conclusion, a powerful closet cleanse isn't about reacting, it's about realigning. It's a reset that starts with you, not your clothes. All right, now let's take a breath. If you've ever done a closet cleanse and ended up right back in the same spot months later, you're not alone. Most people do it wrong because they're reacting to overwhelm, trends, shame, or outdated expectations. But now you know better. You know it starts with a vision. You know emotions will show up, but they don't have to lead you. You know that what you keep matters just as much as, if not more than, what you toss. And you know to try it on, tailor it, and own your boldness. And if you haven't figured it out by now, this isn't just about clothes. It's about stepping into who you really are and letting your closet reflect that every single day. So now, in summary, I want to give you 6 quick action steps for when you're going to clean out your wardrobe. 1. Set your style vision first. Define who you are and how you want to show up. 2. Make your decision-making criteria clear, especially for sentimental pieces. And 3. Try things on. Let your creativity flow and be open to surprises. 4. Look for what to keep and build on. Don't just focus on what to toss. 5. Get creative with tailoring or repurposing, and that's especially good for the planet. And number 6, honor your individuality. Don't let other people's opinions shrink your style. And so with that, I hope that the next time that you do a closet cleanse, you feel a lot more in control and at peace, and you love your transformation.